And we are on. Welcome back, Silver and Blue Nation. Man, oh man, I don't know what to feel, but I know I'm not upset. I'm not upset, and you shouldn't be either after watching that loss to the Denver Broncos, Silver and Blue. The Denver Broncos put it on the Cowboys today, man. And you know what? I'm not even upset about it. And you shouldn't be upset about it either. You shouldn't be at home breaking up furniture or throwing things through your window or breaking your TV because of this loss. Because fact of the matter, the great Bill Parcells said it some years back. He made this quote some years back, and it's one of the most profound quotes ever made in NFL history. That quote is, "Are what your records say you are." And man, that quote has stood the test of time, and we try to rationalize things. We try to say, okay, well, yeah, we 3-4-1, but this happened or that happened. We could be, we could have 5 wins. Nah, man, you are what your records say you are. The Cowboys are what their records say they are. They are a 3-4-1 football team. Period. No rationalizing, no trying to get around it. This is what they are, Cowboy Nation. This is what this team, this is what they're built. This is the way they're built. They are a 3-4-1 team. 3-4-1 team. 3-4-1 team. And it's funny, man. You've been hearing all week about Trey Hendrickson. Cowboys, they're gonna make a move before the trade deadline for Trey Hendrickson, or we're gonna get Max Crosby. I hope they don't do that. I hope the Cowboys do not make that kind of decision with those draft picks, that draft capital they have. Because honestly, they're more than just one player away. You don't need to be giving away 2 first-round picks for Max Crosby. I don't see it. I don't see that fixing the problems that the Cowboys currently have right now. I mean, you got a linebacking core with Kenneth Murray. Oh my goodness. It's just bad. The linebacking core is bad. The defensive line has been getting their butt kicked. I didn't even get on last week with the Commanders win. It was a great week. We had a good time. The Cowboys came out, they played some solid football in all 3 phases. But I didn't come out. It was a 50, they put up 50 on the Commanders, and I didn't really feel a need to get on last week. They're still our rivals, even with the 50 burger. And then also, they didn't have their receivers, but we had injuries just like them, and the ball just went our way. It's just always been like that for years. But you can't, looking at last week, and you look at the games like that, and they come out and put those points up, and the defense looked like they was going to turn the corner, and then it's just like, man, following week you come up and you playing the Denver Broncos, and the Broncos just annihilate you. You just like the Carolina Panthers, just like the Chicago Bears. I mean, these teams just come out and just bully you. And today they got beat in all 3 phases. And you looking at that game and you're like, well, okay, we gave up a couple of scores. I know Dak and this offense, they're gonna keep pace. They're gonna keep pace with this Denver Broncos team. They didn't really do anything out of the ordinary. They just was out physical the Cowboys, averaging, I think it was like 8 yards and 8 or 9 yards a carry. And it was just like, man, what in the world is going on, man? Was it Tony Romo calling was it did Tony Romo is it bad luck when Tony Romo called our game? I'm just kidding, man. But dang, man, it's just like, you look at that game and like, man, you just like, you know what? This is a 3-4-1 team. This is how a 3-4-1 team plays. And you cannot get upset. You cannot buy because what Bill Parcells say. Hey, you are what your records say you are. You can't get upset and breaking furniture in your household over this team. It's a lot of work. This is an official oath on defense. This draft that's coming up, they're gonna have to blow it up on the defensive side of the ball. Anything Dan Quinn brought on, Dan Quinn related must go. Sam Williams must go. The linebacking core, Kenneth Murray, Sanborn, they gotta go. Secondary Diggs, they gotta go. Elam, he has to go. All of these guys. Well, Elam, I know Elam's not a Dan Quinn guy, but he has to go. I mean, these guys, they just gonna have to. The Cowboys just gonna have to rebuild this whole defensive side of the ball. And even when you seen Jordan Blue get in the game, he got a touch, and he started making, he had a nice little run when he hurdled one of the defenders, and I'm like, oh, okay, here we go. I think this might be his breakout game. And sure enough, Silver and Blue, he fumbled the football. We got it back. The Cowboys got it back, and you all through camp and all through the beginning half of the season, they didn't put him in. There was a reason why they didn't bring him in and give him playing time or activate him, because some things that he just wasn't getting. And when I seen him fumble that football, all running backs fumble, and he's a rookie. Yeah, I give him that. But that's some things that was a knock on him at Texas, and it was a knock on him at the draft. Explosive player, but he couldn't protect that football. And even when the backup got in, when they pulled Dak and they put the backup in, Milton, Denver brought a blitz, and he missed the blitz. He didn't pick up on the blitz. And I'm like, oh, man, come on. They didn't get to Milton, but he didn't pick up on that blitz. So, you look at this game, and I don't want you to get too down, Cowboys Nation. I know everybody like, yeah, you need to fire Eberflus. For what? What you gonna fire him for? You might as well ride this out. There's no need to fire. You need to ride this out, and they need to make the proper adjustments next season. It's still time. Still time. But you getting in October. When you're in October and November, you got to win these games, and it doesn't look too good for the Cowboys, because you starting to get into the meat and potatoes of their schedule. Kansas City Chiefs and all these other teams that's coming along, and it's gonna be a rough ride. If they playing like this, you giving up 100 points in 2 games, and 200 and 300 points, man. It's just ridiculous. It's just crazy. I don't see this thing getting any better. You can't really fix it. They just had the secondaries depleted. Just had a D-back go down, and it's just gonna be a rough ride. You just got to ride this thing out and see where it go. Hey, if you don't make the playoffs, you just got to retool and rebuild on that defensive side of the ball. So that's all I had to say for this evening. I just wanted to jump on real quick. Cowboy Nation, y'all hadn't seen me in a while. So just give me your thoughts on this game with the Denver Broncos, and don't take it to the heart, man. You in the beginning of the season, you want to temper. I have me and Gil, when we got on, I talked about tempering your expectations for this team. And I know you get your hopes up, you see some glimpses, and then all of a sudden, bam, they let you down. So, but I'm Silver and Blue to the day that I die. And, they're just gonna have to build this team back up. But let me know your thoughts in the comments. Until the next time, we are out.